It is a great pleasure to participate in this expert event in digitalization and telecommunications. If you ask me why Spain, I can tell you Spain is the place to be today in this area, definitely. And this is because we have done our homework, and we can proudly say that in the last 5 years we have succeeded in making Spain a global digital hub. Our experience in this field is positive and very clear. When we took office in 2018, we knew that digitalization had to be one of the main levers of our government's economic policy to modernize the country. We did not start from scratch. We counted on very strong broadband infrastructures, leading companies in strategic sectors to drive the process, and a strong digital administration, particularly in some areas such as tax and health. But there was no strategic plan to support the digitalization of SMEs. We were lagging behind in digital skills, and there was no public policy on artificial intelligence and other disruptive technologies. We did not know then that technological change would accelerate exponentially as a result of the pandemic, and that we would have an unprecedented investment capacity thanks to the Next Generation EU funds. Fortunately, the digital transformation agenda has been made a top priority in our government, integrated into the Ministry for Economy, elevated to a vice presidency. In July 2020, we published the España Digital Agenda, a very ambitious strategy to support the digital transformation of the country, with reforms and investments in the 3 areas of infrastructure and technology, economy and people. And we have allocated 20 billion in our Recovery and Resilience Plan and published 8 specific roadmaps to ensure 100% high-speed connectivity, to lead the deployment of 5G in Europe, to strengthen cybersecurity, to support research and innovation in the area of artificial intelligence with a humanistic approach that protects our rights and democratic values, to promote the digitalization of SMEs and public administrations, to enhance and support digital entrepreneurship, and a 30% increase in audiovisual production. And finally, to provide all citizens with the necessary digital skills to access the jobs of the future, which are more and more the jobs of the present, while protecting individual rights in the digital environment. Today, 3 years later, this vision of digital public policy is bearing fruit. Let me give you just a few examples. Spain is the first country in Europe to close the digital divide in broadband access in the country. With a combination of fiber and satellite coverage programs, we are bringing broadband to 100% of our territory. In terms of 5G, Spain is above the EU average, and we are launching several initiatives to take this technology beyond the large cities so that it benefits citizens and companies throughout the whole country. The Spanish audiovisual sector is in a very sweet moment with a significant increase in revenues and international success. We have fostered legal reforms to promote the digital ecosystem, such as the telecommunications law, startups law, the audiovisual law. And it's no coincidence that Spain is the southern country with the highest number of scale-ups and unicorns. We have launched flagship special outstanding projects such as Quantum Spain, the first quantum computing ecosystem in Southern Europe, or Spain Neurotech to develop technological tools based on neurotechnologies. We have set up the first supervisory agency for artificial intelligence and are launching, together with the Commission, a sandbox to get the regulation of this area right. And we have also launched several initiatives to promote research and talent in Spanish universities in areas of artificial intelligence, semiconductors, and also cybersecurity. We have launched 12 strategic projects for the economic recovery, all of them incorporating digitalization as a lever for modernization in areas such as the electric and connected vehicles, precision health, or the digitalization of the water management cycle. And thanks to these initiatives, we are already attracting very relevant investments by large technological leaders at international level. For example, Cisco, Intel, Broadcom, IMEC, all of them are choosing Spain to set their basis for R&D and other initiatives. And in addition to projects in cutting-edge technologies, we have a flagship initiative to support the digitalization of SMEs, the Digital Toolkit program, which is a great success. Spanish SMEs, small and medium-sized enterprises, have already received more than 280,000 Digital Toolkit vouchers for more than 1.3 billion euros to undertake the necessary investments for their digitalizations. Our public administrations cannot be left behind. We have launched almost 1,000 innovation projects. A key success story is Mi Carpeta Ciudadana, which is a real paradigm shift in the way citizens access information and public services, allowing them to interact from their mobile phones with just one click. And thanks to the National Digital Skills Plan and the Generation D Pact, we're putting in place a series of actions and courses benefiting from public-private cooperation to upskill and reskill citizens so that all of them can access the new digital economy. And all these projects are overseen by the Digital Rights Charter, which has become a reference for initiatives at the European, Latin American, and global levels. Thanks to all these measures, a real structural change is taking place in Spain. The Digital Decade report, published a few weeks ago by the European Commission, confirms Spain's leadership in the digital field. Employment growth in the areas of science, IT, R&D has increased by almost 50% since 2018. 1 in 4 new jobs created in Spain since the pandemic has been in these new technologies, science, and digital sectors. And this is why Spain is now making a decisive contribution to the collective effort to achieve the Digital Decade targets, as we have discussed a few days ago in León during the informal meeting of telecommunications ministers. We are halfway through the recovery plan and also halfway through the Spanish presidency, and we have put as top priorities closing some of the key files in the digital area. For example, those linked to artificial intelligence or the digital identity. The Spanish recovery plan has enabled a very strong economic recovery after the pandemic, and thanks to these public policies, we are also transforming, modernizing the country so that it is more efficient, more competitive, and more resilient in this increasingly complex world. The digital transformation process is unstoppable, and so we need to harness it so that it leads to a stronger economy and a better society, so that we can look into the future with confidence and build a better, a stronger, a common project for Spain and Europe. So it's not a question, it's not why Spain, it is an affirmation, it's an assertion. It is, of course, Spain. Thank you very much.